Thanks to the pipe band, who's are amazing. He's going to give us another tune. Somebody's got music on them.
Entry for the stage is on the other side.
Oh, is it? Right.
Steps there. And you carry go up this way.
I don't know if that's that band Alba.
It is. It's the same pipe band every time.
All right.
No alcohol with that.
No, it wasn't cold.
Go Alba, go Yale, don Oban. Chuna chruineachig is cashmach, nya ishemalach, da vile synoi diak. Hashingen Jew ounce an Oban, and Toban, Gaelic for the Little Bay. Balle igevel dlú chianol na Gaelic. Ha an Toban a tumug, le luch clowers na Gaelic. Dúine a feig yehel, elingen yehel, agus na hellingen an nier, agus na dúine ha giúnsachug a chanan. Chynne vain an sin a cha singetú an a creihal na Gaelic. Argyll is the cradle of Gaelic. Ha Gaelic bio sa bheala seo, agus saun son sin ha cutramach is frecarach. Go bhfuil a chanan agin I the cleachgach agus I the cloinjing an seo an Jew. Ha sin cúteach a cud fáilt iad na húrad dúine a haar tíing vo vat dis farsing, son teich a heulting do nya ishemalach, son dúich. Ha dúine seo an Jew vo vúchanen figan dúil, agus ha ruchgaden aking vo go vater falav di Australia. Nesatje do orten la, cluni sheen gyfer Gaelic bio sa bheala seo, cluni sheen an a lean, clown oge sa bheala, a ha filante out sa Gaelic. Cluni sheen na guhan bínachge s iata sheen gwyn. Tapelíse son eisteach, agus a sin an dochas gan cort a lá dúif. Alapa gúbrach tuileach.
Thank you very much, Katrina Garvin. A proper Argyll welcome from a Hebridean lass who's made her home here, and you can understand why. What a beautiful part of the world. We've had some lovely marches, but no many with a backdrop like this. And the sun's going to come out. Okay, I've got a right treat for you. The first band opening up, as all the matches still filter into the park, and hopefully the hardy locals are going to hang about. Because let's face it, worse things can happen on a shinty pitch than getting wet. We've got some local guys, Angus Smith and North 56. And if you're familiar with these guys' tunes, get the party going, sing along, stamp and clap in the right places. They're going to do a couple off their new album, One Day. Okay guys, a group of Oban boys who are going to be playing later on at the Ceilidh tonight if you're coming along tonight. So give them a good welcome. Angus Smith and North 56.
I'm sure better come clean shit. She got my father. I'm sure coloration and good again and good. Hope is alive in this land. Can you hear me? The tide is turning. Our time is now. Can you hear me? A light in the north, shining bright, keep the fire burning. Light up my life, my spirit, my being, the fire keeps on burning. Oh, AUOB, oh, Dewey King. I am here, can you hear me? Reaching out across the world. I am here, right beside you. One voice on the wind. One voice on the wind. Good, kochana, that's your vision. Hope is alive in this land. Good, all of us, keep the fire burning. Good, and sun, but your the wind. Gina Linder, here again. Goodbye, goodbye. Alla bygger bra. Don't stop. Come on, call the dog. Come on, dog, get it right. She unchained a certain mother. She unchained. Don't sweat. Don't sweat. Oh, good. Don't sweat. Don't stop. I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer. I'm a There's a couple of songs off our first album in the Gaelic language. Here's one you might know, so let's hear you singing along. Let's hear you singing, man. Scotland. Well done, you guys. Yeah, wee tune from John now. This is John, a tune he wrote himself. It'll be in our next album. Put your hands together for John Turnbull on the box. Bass guitar, Dave Hobbs. On drums, Ian Coates. My name's Angus Smith, and we are North 56. Tabulation. You can dance about to this one. sun's come out. Have a great day, guys. See you later.
Can we hear it one more time for Angus Smith in North 56? Local heroes. So yeah, keep an eye on these guys on their website, boys, Facebook. See them locally, and if you can, come along and see them tonight at the Kelly. Donations in the door. Okay, we're going to have another local activist here, but maybe known to the wider indie community. It's Fellow Thistle, if any of you do Twitter. He's one of that lovely breed of indie activists who calls it out, says it as it is, and is a bloody irritant to the establishment, and I won't mind me saying that. So, Mr. Fellow Thistle, or to give him his Sunday name, Ian McCubbin.
Hi folks, thank you. How are you all doing? Good? Great to see such a large turnout. Now I'm going to take it back in history, 2013. I had my enthusiasm for the independence campaign boosted in this area. This is solid yes round about Oban. Wouldn't you agree, folks? Solid yes. Perthshire, where I live, it's a constant battle for the cause and to get the votes. This time I feel, though, the difference we have is we're on our way. It's boosted for me again this year in 2019 here in Oban. Last week, we saw the antics of Boris Johnson. Any of you know about him? I call him Boris the Terrible. He was lying on the Andrew Marr interview. He denies offering to get a guy beat up for one of his friends. That's absolutely shameful for a guy to be in a political position doing that. What about Ruthie? We know Ruthie Davidson, don't we? Now she wants 100% yes vote so we get independence. How is that democracy? It's just not. Right, the last general election in 2017, the Tories only had 35% of the vote. So, Ruth, trot on, dearie, trot on. Friends, activists, fellow Social Democrats, I feel the time is right. It's our time now. We have the resources, the passion. The government in Holyrood have carried out stewardship for Scotland like no one else ever has. Yes, they're not perfect, but they put us first. We need to have control of our resources and our income and the taxation. We need all the decisions, tax raising and efforts for Scotland made in Scotland. To have that, we will have to say goodbye to the banana mentality of Westminster and move into the 21st century of governance enjoyed by all our European neighbours and friends. I want it for my children, my friends' children, and for all of you. I want to live in a country where we all matter, where we all can be the best we can. I want to live in a country with decent values, where corruption, including corporate corruption, does not pay. I want to live in a country with decent employment laws, no 0 hours, no temporary contracts. I want to live in a country with continued free tuition at higher education. I want to live in a country with a national health service which is proper and just and helps everyone. I want to live in a country with a nationalised rail network. I want to live in a country with a public water supply. I want to live in a country free from nuclear arms. I want to live in a country with a national investment bank where the invested wealth from oil and other resources is put into giving us good infrastructure for everyone's future. Wait a minute, I think we're just about in that country. I count only 3 of these we don't have. What do you think? How do we get to this final bit though? Independence. Now is the time to take our cause further. The FM, Nicola Sturgeon, promised at the spring conference a referendum package, action by the end of 2019. That is getting put in place. A vote to be put in place after that by 2020. We must push and pressurise the SNP to continue this. We need it now. The Yes movement can push lobby and push questions forward. Let's keep our action going into 2020. I know there's another 6 marches for 2019. I'll be at Ayr. How many are going to Ayr? Yeah, see you there. I can't make Perth my home area. I'm afraid I'm away on holiday then, but I hope some of you will go to Perth. On the Perth scene, one of my main action areas is opening a Yes Hub. We're about to open it next month. I would like to see a Yes Hub in every town in Scotland. You folk out there could be part of that. You could be in your own town getting a Yes group to get it out there. I need you to start that. Let's have it in every town. Let the unionists know that their time is up in this country of Scotland. We're moving forward. We're going to be the future. Now, thanks for giving me, Thalor Thistle, the chance to speak to you. I hope you'll take all the thoughts, music and fun from today forward, and that will continue focusing on what's important. Independence for Scotland. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian, and check him out on Twitter. Keep up with him on Twitter. Okay, we're going to have another local person, a very modest local person that just says, "Oh, I'm just here to tell a wee story." But as brilliant as she is, because out of all under one banner rallies that I can remember, the locals have really taken this one and run with it. It was great to see. Well done, Oban. Well done, Lorne. Well done, our Bonnie Argyles. Numbers today, we're talking at least 7,000. Yeah? A lot of them didn't make it to the park when the rain came on, but that's fine. That's fine. They travelled and they got here and they put on a good display through the town. The tourists, the European tourists and whatnot, are all asking questions and they're all noticing it and they're all going to go home with good stories. And we're going to keep those good stories. Every rally we do, the park is left immaculate, and I'm sure this will be no exception today. Please lift up your rubbish. Take it away with you. Don't give them any reason to talk about us. I'm sure you won't. On that subject, the Navy Not Nuclear stall, they're collecting old aluminium drinks cans for a reason, which I don't know, but I'll find out. But it's a good reason. So yeah, aluminium drinks cans, you don't need to take them home. Navy Not Nuclear will take those. And get some leaflets at Navy Not Nuclear as well. It's an interesting one. Okay, another local activist here who's going to tell you a story and might be of national importance. Hopefully. Maybe. But that's up to us. Fiona Ferris, everybody.
Yes, that's fine. This isn't as long as it looks. We all want to get away, I suppose. Right, I'm really here to introduce a song, and I'm going to do that, and it won't be long. But first I want to say a few words about Scotland and its flirtations with various national anthems. A lot of people here will be too young to remember, but up till about the mid-1990s, Scotland was still being represented at international events by God Save the Queen. And if we were competing against England or even Wales at anything, we had to suffer the whole thing being played twice or sometimes 3 times. And so it was around this time that Flower of Scotland started to become the most popular of several unofficial Scottish national anthems. We still don't have an official Scottish national anthem. And we also had Scotland the Brave, Scots Way and others. And it was also around this time that my father, Colin Campbell, and his good friend Jean MacDonald, both late of Oban, decided to write a new national anthem, and then, having completed the job, did absolutely nothing with it. It was placed inside my father's piano stool, and it was still there when Jean later died, and it was still there in 2015 when my father died. It remained there till earlier this year when I decided it should be rescued from obscurity and used if possible to further the cause of Scottish independence, as was its original purpose. I updated the lyrics to make them contemporary with the Scotland of today, but the title, The Bluebells Still Sweetly Bloom, is unchanged. The music has never before been recorded, and this is the first ever public performance. I remember having a conversation with my dad years ago about who we thought would be the right sort of singer for this song. And we must have both been a bit over-refreshed at the time, as we agreed that Rod Stewart was the very man for the job, and I was going to get on to sorting all of that the very next day. Well, here I am, decades later, and although I didn't manage to get Rod, I did manage to persuade some of Scotland's finest musicians and my husband to breathe life into a decades-old faded manuscript. So thank you, Jean, Shona, Dave, Charles and Tam. I'm so proud of you all. And finally, we're going to listen to the audio version because we don't have a big screen here today, but we also have a video recording which will be shown tonight in The View, or you can watch it on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you.
The time has come to unite as one for all the world to see. Our people rise to break the chains and proclaim our sovereignty. Our pride, our hope, our self-respect, so deep through history. Like bluebells we will sweetly bloom in a land of liberty. We sing for Scots by birth, nor choice for family gone before. We hold the trust, the faith, the power, our freedom to restore. We sing for brave hearts long since gone, for children yet to be. For them the bluebell sweetly blooms in hope and memory. The drums of Scotland's flagship banners raised on high. Shout out for independence, now the dream will never die. We bravely march with courage till all Scottish hearts are free. The bluebell still will sweetly bloom in a land of liberty.
But in the meantime, not a big introduction needed for your local elected Member of Parliament for Argyll and Bute, Mr. Brendan O'Hara, MP.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and welcome to Oban. Welcome to Argyll and Bute, and as we like to call Oban, Yes Town. So welcome to Yes Town. And I kind of start firstly by giving an apology on behalf of my colleague Michael Russell, who's not well at the moment. He would be here, but unfortunately he's not too well. And it's a bit like Shelley Kerr or Stevie Clark. We most certainly need our best players back in the team as quickly as possible. So I'm sure you'll join me in wishing Michael a speedy recovery. But thank you for coming to Oban. I mean, in so many of these occasions, there's been buses and ferries and cars and trains and people piling out of Argyll and Bute to attend rallies all over Scotland, and it's fantastic to see that so many of you have taken the trouble and taken the time to come to Oban today, and we are extremely grateful and delighted to see you. Because it's really important, and I congratulate the organisers for doing this, that we take that positive message of independence and what this country can be to every part of Scotland. Because Scotland is far bigger than just the large towns, and it's just as important that the smaller communities, the towns and the villages hear that positive message. Because it is a positive message, and I think that people are open to hearing that positive message. Those people that we just missed out on in 2014, they want to hear what an independent Scotland can be. Because all of those things that we said to them could or would happen have come to pass. All of those things that were dismissed as us scaremongering have come to pass. And so many people, and I know that day in and day out, we all hear from people who are on that journey from no to yes. They're on that road from regretting or having fallen for the lies that they were told in 2014. They are now on that journey to joining us. And that's why we have got to be welcoming, we have got to be inclusive, we have not got to be non-judgmental, because we have got to be a movement that is open to all, a movement that is open to every single person living in Scotland. And it doesn't matter how long it took people to come to this decision. It doesn't matter how long it is yet to take people to come to the decision. What is important is that when they do, that we are there to help them make that decision, and we can help them making that decision by being positive, by being inclusive, by being welcoming, and being completely non-judgmental, because so many of the people who are coming to our cause now, it was unthinkable for them 2 or 3 years ago. For some of them, it's an unimaginable step that they have taken. And when they do, they've got to believe and they've got to know that they are welcome with open arms into our movement. And that's why it's important. And that's why whenever I'm on these marches, I particularly love seeing English Scots for Yes. They are one of my favourite organisations, and please give them a big round of applause. They're a wonderful organisation, and I think they encapsulate what is important about our movement. We are not narrow nationalists. We are the people who are looking for a brighter future for us, for our children, for our families, no matter where you come from. Because it's not about where we come from, it's about where we want to go together. And every single person living in Scotland is part of that, and everyone has a say in where we go. Finally, I would like to say thank you to you, every one of you who have turned up today, who have been in Glasgow, have been in Edinburgh, have been in Bannockburn and Inverness and Glasgow, wherever, because you are the beating heart of our movement. We would be nothing if it wasn't for you and the contribution that you make. Never, ever underestimate your importance to this movement. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for what you do, for what you've done, and I look forward to being on that journey with you until we deliver Scottish independence, which I believe is not far away at all. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, Brendan. One of our historic 56, so proud of him. But yes, what he's saying, it's the grassroots, it's the beating heart. And there's the small folk up in the hill. How you doing, small folk? It's like Bannockburn all over again. Right, the Shore Alba band are ready to go. Those guys are going to do a wee farewell to Oban, and then get back on their bus and disperse to all parts of Scotland where they come from. stay here, because those guys are just going to warm up, and then we're going to have a cracking local act on. Gene Boardman and Ron Perry are going to do some cracking Ceilidh tunes for you. So we'll say bye-bye to the Shara Alba band, and then we'll come back and get some music on.